What's up, guys? I'm back with I think it's episode 7
Hi, everybody! Motherfucker!
of the Zombie Den podcast. I don't know if that's a good name or not. I just kind of picked it on a whim. I don't know if it's a good name. I'm sure like a stoner metal band out there probably has the same name, and maybe a lot of people found this channel by looking up that band and maybe clicked on my video for 5 seconds and then just kind of fuck this. But anyway, I'm still got kind of the funk. Still clearing my throat. I'll probably clear my throat for an hour, and that should be fun. I think all the stuff kind of falling down my back of my throat, like Niagara Falls, is making me sound like Danny DeVito or some kind of demonic creature that I kind of talk about on here. But if you found my podcast, I appreciate it. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoy them. I enjoy making them. The 2 people I listen to, I appreciate. And for an hour, we'll talk about, stuff I like. It's a safe haven for Swifties and believers. And I'm just kidding. Don't be a pussy. Don't listen to all that stuff. But anyway, man, it's really fucking hot today. Kind of making this on my lunch break out in my car, some of it. But yeah, for an hour, we'll talk about all the cool stuff. So, I mean, I would say another podcast, you probably grab you a beer or put something in your coffee at the office. But truth be told, if you're looking at videos on YouTube, you're probably pooping. That's what most people probably do. Look at YouTube while they're pooping. So, enjoy my videos while you poop.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Alrighty, I guess look at some TV and movie news. Let's see what we got here. Well, I finally got my Black Sabbath Tony Martin box set.
Groovy.
I was gonna kind of play some music. I played some music in the intro. Just some of my favorite songs from that box set. It sounds really good. The remasters sound really good. I don't know a lot about the era from Black Sabbath. I kind of had to Google a little bit to kind of remind myself. I know Tony Martin was a singer, but I don't even think Geezer Butler was playing bass in that era. Maybe on some of the albums, but I think it was mostly just Tony Martin, Tony Iommi kind of playing guitar. He's probably the only original member in that time. I want to say Eric Singer, that's in Kiss now, was kind of in that lineup. But anyway, I was going to kind of, a lot of the podcasts talk about that. Of course, talk about a horror movie, 2 horror movies, a TV show, and then probably another newer band. And right now I was going to kind of do some news. Let's see what we got here. I don't know if everybody watched this show. It's a lot of people watch this show. Amazon's The Boys is back for season 4, and they released 3 episodes when it first came out. Now I think they released another episode. I think a new episode comes every Thursday. If you've not seen this show is absolutely bonkers, nuts. I love it. I watch it with my wife. My wife always says I can't watch this anymore, and then we always watch it, and there's always something crazier that happens. It's almost like they have to top each episode or each season. But I was going to talk about it a little bit more in the future of this podcast, a little kind of further down the line. But if you haven't checked it out, I love it. I'll kind of go in depth about what it's about if you don't know. But I think, what's his name? He produced Supernatural. I can't remember his name. I might have to Google it when I talk about it. But he got a lot of the actors back from like kind of Supernatural, like Jeffrey D. Morgan's in this season. I can't remember the guy that played Dean in Supernatural. He was in last season. He played Soldier Boy. It's just a great show. It's just, the acting's great. The production almost looks like a movie. I was telling my wife last night when we were watching episode 4 that it seems very cinematic. It's just this a really well-made show. But like I said, I'll kind of talk about it further in this podcast. Let's see what else we got here. I got like a Helmet kind of repressed their Betty album for the 30th anniversary, and but you had to like kind of go in Interscope Records and sign up for this vinyl kind of vinyl club to get it. And I think you can kind of sign up and then just kind of cancel anytime. And I got their new press of Helmet Betty, and it sounds really good. They put some extra songs on it and stuff, and I love that album. That's probably one of my favorite Helmet albums. I know a lot of people like Meantime. I just love Betty and Aftertaste. I don't know why. I think the riffs are really cool. I just love all the weird songs on Betty. It's just kind of, it's just so weird and different. Anything weird and different, I'm kind of attached to. I love it. Also, Music on Vinyl put out a Trey Hughes album, Congregation of the Damned, on Music on Vinyl. It's on gold vinyl, and they just put that out, and I got that too in the mail. And I'll probably talk about both those albums here in a minute after I get the news done. Maybe play some tracks from both of those albums. I got original pressing of a Trey Hughes, a Congregation of the Damned, on, I don't know, eBay, maybe like a couple years ago, and the thing was so fucking warped, and I sent it back. I was kind of disappointed, I was like, oh man, I'll never find another copy. And I think the new copy looks so much better. It's got the artwork of the copy that I got a couple years ago. The artwork looked kind of different. And the copy I got the other day, it's like the original artwork that's on streaming and on the CD. But it sounds amazing. I think that's slowly become one of my favorite Trey albums, that and The Curse. I don't know why. I listen to Congregation of the Damned all the time. I think it's got some really badass, it's really good songwriting. And I'll probably play some tracks here in a minute once I get the news done. So we see here, Jordan Peele's 4th movie has a release date, but I don't know what that is. I don't know where I jotted that down, but I dig his movies. They're different. I really liked, what was it, Us? That was cool. I really liked Get Out, but I don't know. I thought, man, how can I gently put this? I thought some of it was just kind of fucking racist. It's just kind of saying white people are bad. I feel like that's just kind of the bullshit kind of mantra now. Like this, if you're white and you're a male, you're bad. I mean, that's kind of just bullshit. And I don't know if that the message he was trying to say, but I kind of feel like it is. Like I feel like white people just get fucking attacked. And I think it's fucking bullshit. And I don't know. Everybody talks about racism. That's about as fucking racist as you can get. But anyway, I progress. Looks like Jason Patric has been cast in Terrifier 3. I like those movies. They're really fucked up, but they're really good. I'm kind of surprised Jason Patric's in something like that. You'd almost think he would think he's better than something like that. But I really enjoyed this movie. The second one was crazy. I really enjoyed the second one more than the first one, but I have both of them, and my wife's just like, these movies are so fucked up. I remember I went and saw my dad, and I was telling my cousin about Terrifier, and I put it on, and Dad always falls asleep when we put on a movie. And Dad woke up in the middle of probably one of the most horrid scenes in the whole movie, where the Terrifier is just kind of snuck in some guy's house or some girl's house. Supposed to be a teenager. It's probably played by a 20 or 30-year-old, but it's supposed to be a teenager, and just totally brutally murdered. I mean, not just Michael Myers stab her in the chest and that's it. I mean, just kind of ripping her head off, tearing her arm off, and she's still alive. And of course, Dad wakes up in the middle of the night and he's like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? And it was just kind of funny to laugh at that. But Terrifier 3, I think it comes out in either October or September, and I think it's going to take place around Christmas time. So it'd be good to see Art the Clown again. And I also heard I don't know if you ever heard this, like the statute of limitations on kind of properties. Like if something's older than 100 years, then it becomes what they call public domain. And anybody can make that's why anybody can make a Frankenstein movie now or Dracula, because it's so old. And I heard Superman in 8 years is going to be public domain. So they're going to be making all kinds of Superman horror movies. But anyway, Mickey Mouse is apparently public domain now. Or not Mickey Mouse, but maybe, what's the first like animated short with him in it? It's like Steamboat Willie. Apparently the guy that plays Art the Clown in the Terrifier movies is going to play a horror version of Steamboat Willie, and they're making that movie now. So that'd be interesting. I know that those Winnie the Pooh movies that they kind of made that were horror. What is it? I tried watching one, and it was just so bad, I had to turn it off. And I think they're making a Bambi horror movie now, or something like that. But anyway, if you're near, I guess Austin, I think this is where the Alamo Draft House is. I always wanted to go to that. If you're near Austin, Texas, pretty soon. I can't remember the date. Sorry. They were going to show 976 Evil movie in that. I've actually not seen that movie. I've seen it for free on Tubi. Maybe I need to check it out. It has that guy from Fright Night. They kind of, he's always like, "You're so cool, Brewster." That guy. I like that guy. I think it's funny. I love the Fright Night movies. I have not seen the original second one, and I've seen it's for free on YouTube. I might have to check that out. I've been trying to find it on Blu-ray or DVD. I guess it's not a print. Hopefully, like a Screen Factory or Synapse or Arrow Video will put it out. But I might have to watch 976 Evil one day on Tubi. But I would love to go to the Alamo Draft House. I thought I heard a rumor that maybe does Robert Rodriguez own that or operate that? I might be wrong on that, but I haven't been to Austin, Texas since I was a kid. I always heard it was a cool town. Lee Cronin, I hope I'm saying his name right. He directed the last Evil Dead Rise movie, which I thought was pretty good. He's teamed up with Atomic Monsters for a new movie, and it didn't say what the plot or what the movie is. Atomic Monsters is the film company owned by James Wan. So those two guys together, that might be something really, really cool. I look forward to hearing more about that. Looks like Smile 2 is coming. They released a trailer. I have not watched it yet. I think it comes out in September. I really dug that movie. I thought that movie was cool. It was scary. It kind of reminded me of It Follows a little bit. But I thought that was a cool, really creepy. They had a really good kind of the publicity kind of campaign for that movie where you watch baseball games and there'd be people in the stands smiling, and I thought that was really clever. That was a really good strategy to get the kind of the word out in the movie. I think it paid off. I think that movie was a hit. Looks like Robert Pattinson is remaking the Possession horror movie, and I've not seen the original one, so I'll have to check that out. But I guess Robert Pattinson is remaking it, and it looks like a lot of people are not happy about it. Looks like, I don't know if you know the actor Kyle Gallner. He was in this movie called The Passenger. He's in a lot of, like, weird horror movies and weird movies. Apparently he's making a movie called Strange Darlings, and I've been hearing to, like, kind of check out the trailer. And I know that guy's, like, a really good actor. I really like The Passenger. That movie was really fucked up, but I really enjoyed it. It's on Amazon Prime. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But I might have to watch the trailer to that, because I'm kind of becoming a fan of that guy. It looks like a lot of people are. A little bit of music news right here. I got the repress of the New Order by Testament, and I've got the music of vinyl version of Legacy. Apparently they're putting out a remastered versions of both albums. Kind of pissed about that, because they put out this and then they announced this like maybe a month or two later. Thought that was kind of shitty, but I guess you got to make money, you know. Looks like System of a Down bassist. I don't really want to try to say his name, but looks like he's got a new band called 7 Hours After Violet, and they have a song out on streaming. You can listen to it. I heard it's pretty heavy. I have not listened to it yet, but I might have to check that out. It looks like they're kind of giving up on System of a Down, which sucks. I really like that band. Looks like In Flames are repressing a lot of their albums. I might have to get some of these. I wanted to get the Colony, but it's already sold out. It looks like they're replacing Lunar Strain, Soundtrack to Your Escape, Siren's Charm, and A Sense of Purpose. I would like to get all those. I love In Flames. Even, I know a lot of fans kind of say they kind of sold out. They're trying to be like Slipknot or something, but I've always liked that band. I always thought they had good songs, good guitar work. I saw them live in 2014. They opened up for Opeth, and they were this like killer. I would like to collect them. I know they repressed some of their other albums, like Reroute to Remain, and I can't remember some other ones, but I would definitely like to get all their albums on vinyl. Looks like they canceled A24 Crystal Lake show. I guess it's been canceled again. I'm not really sure what the hell's going on with that. Excuse me. It's like Charlize Theron was going to play Pamela Voorhees. It's like that show was going to be something pretty cool. I feel like, you know, TV and movie executives, they always fuck up everything. They have something cool and they just kind of fuck it up, and you hear about it later on stuff, and you're just like, man, why did that not get made? And then something comes out and you're just like, okay, why is there 3 like Big Mama's houses, but like this fucking shit got canceled? I don't know. Anyway, this has kind of been going around the kind of internet. I never watched this, but they made a Spike TV version of Blade, like a TV show with the character Blade. Not with Wesley Snipes. I don't know the actor's name. I want to say he was a rapper, but apparently, like, from like clips and trailers, you can see him in the background. He's going to be in the Deadpool movie, that variant of Blade. So that's really interesting. That would be cool. You know, there's rumors that Ryan Gosling might be the new Ghost Rider in the MCU. I keep hearing that. I've heard that a couple times. I think he would be a good Ghost Rider. If you seen like in movies like The Place Beyond the Pines or that movie Drive is awesome. I could see him be kind of a good Ghost Rider. I heard they were making a Night Beast remake. I don't know what that entails. I don't know who's behind it or who's in it, but that's what I jotted down right here. Maxine, the third movie in the kind of Pearl X trilogy, comes out next month, and I saw the trailer. That looks really, really good. And it's got a lot of people in it, and I can't wait to see that. I think that's going to be really good. Looks like Megan is getting a spin-off movie called Soulmate in coming out January 2026, where a man loses his wife, and he gets kind of like a AL doll like Megan, but it's grown up to be his spouse. So, and of course, I guess things get kind of crazy. So that sounds really interesting. To check that out. It looks like Patrick Dempsey has got cast in the Dexter prequel as something. I think like maybe a captain or something. I've never heard of his character. So that's interesting. I think that show's going to be really cool. Actually, I'm definitely going to check that out. I hope it's up to the kind of quality of the original show. But yeah, that's all the news. That's a lot of news. Next podcast there probably won't be a lot. I probably just say water is wet, and that's it. But cool. On to the next segment. I was going to kind of like this segment of the podcast, I was going to kind of talk about some vinyls I got in the mail and some stuff I'm listening to. The first album I was going to talk about is Helmet's Betty. Man, Helmet's been one of my favorite bands, I don't know, since I was probably a teenager. I kind of found them out, or kind of discovered them through the Crow soundtrack. They had the Milk Toast kind of song on there, and it's different from the version that's on Betty. And I was gonna play a track from Helmet's Betty album here in a minute. And like I said, I think this has been long out of print, like the vinyl. I've had the CD forever, and if you do find the Helmet Betty, like, it's kind of expensive. It's vinyl's just gone up, like, no matter what it is. It's kind of gotten ridiculous. But the repress, I think it's 30th anniversary, they kind of changed the cover a little bit. It kind of looks like animation to me. Like, they put the Betty, it looks like almost like a sketch. But the gatefold is like the original cover. She's kind of holding like a flower, I guess the Betty character. It's really cool though. It's on gray vinyl, my version. And my wife said it kind of reminded her of Beauty and the Beast. But it has some extra songs on it that were supposed to be on the Betty album. And I thought that was pretty. It has a remix of Biscuits from Smut. Very, very cool. I was going to play a track now. And like I said, it's probably my favorite Betty album. Probably my favorite Helmet album. I don't know why I like it so much. It took a while to grow on me. When I first heard it, I thought it was just weird and all the songs kind of sound the same, but it just kind of grew on me. Something about Page Hamilton's voice, his lyrics, his guitar tones. It's just so badass. But anyway, I'll play a track now and kind of move on. The next album I was going to kind of talk about is Treyu's Congregation of the Damned. I got this vinyl repress in the mail the other day, and I got to say, it sounds awesome. It's gold. Music on Vinyl always put out really good stuff, their brand. I think if, like, they say it comes in like its own plastic and it has a Music on Vinyl sticker. They say if it's black, the vinyl is black, and if the sticker is gold, that means the vinyl is colored. And I've kind of seen that's true, but I have a Suicidal Tendencies Music on Vinyl copy of shit, my mind's going blank, Join the Army, and the sticker's gold but the vinyl's black, so I don't know. That's what I've heard. But the Atreyu repress is gold. I just love the songs. They kind of I feel like on this album they kind of incorporated like everything they were doing at the time, mixing their emo and like metal and a little bit of thrash, a little bit of what they were doing. You know, they mix like stuff like their sound from The Curse, mixed with what they were doing on what is it? Shit, my mind's going blank. The one that's got Becoming the Bull and all that on it. The Paper Cells and Something Anchors. That album's good too. I don't know, my mind's just kind of goes blank all the time. I just still have sick brain fog, and it's so hot today. But anyway, they kind of mix that, and it's really, really cool. I was going to play a couple tracks, or a track, or play a track now and a track later. So I just kind of slowly became like my favorite Atreyu album. My favorite used to be The Curse, but I think this one's I think the songs are better on this album. And it's kind of weird because I usually like stuff that's heavier, but I think this album has just really grown on me over the years. But I'll play a track now. If you're a fan of Atreyu, definitely check this out. I mean, you probably already have the album, but if you're looking for a repress, I know a lot of people are looking for a repress of The Curse. I mean, I'm sure they'll do one eventually. I've lucky enough to get a copy of a press of The Curse on orange vinyl, I don't know, 10 years ago. But that is one of my favorite albums. That'd probably be my second, a close second, The Curse to this album. But anyway, I'm gonna play a track now, and I hope you dig it. My wife sent me something. I don't know. It was like the other day. It's like a TikTok video. It was like all the dad metal bands, and Atreyu was on there, and the Killswitch Engage was on there, and it's just like these fucking millennials, man. They just make fun of everything. It's just like, let me tell you, Killswitch Engage and Atreyu is better than any fucking deathcore band you listen to. I'm sorry. They could play circles. I went and saw Atreyu 2016, and it's just amazing to see Brandon singing the songs, playing drums. The fucking guitar players are shredding their ass off. I mean, it still kicks my ass. I feel like it still sounds modern to me. It still sounds kind of relevant to me. I love Atreyu. I've never heard any of their stuff on the radio ever, and I think they really have some radio-friendly songs. But I'm going to play this track, and I'll probably play some more stuff later in the podcast, so enjoy.
Face the congregation of
this podcast, I really wanted to kind of dive deep into like kind of my Black Sabbath Tony Martin box set. Sound like I said butt sex.
What did he say?
Box set. Oh man, my dialect is horrible. I'm sorry. I had people go all the time like, what the fuck did he just say? I guess I talk like I have a dick in my mouth. I don't know. But anyway, I don't really know much about this era. I kind of know some of the lineups. I looked it up, and I'm just going to kind of like talk about how I got into it and just kind of play some tracks from it. Probably play some of my favorite tracks, some of my favorite albums. I know what my favorite albums are different from other people. I know a lot of people kind of like go towards the Headless Cross album. That likes their favorite. I thought that one was okay. I thought some of it was kind of cheesy, and I hate saying that, but I don't know. I think it's just kind of the time frame, that what was popular at the time. I still dig it. I think the remaster kind of holds up more. What the tracks I'm playing aren't the remastered versions. These are for my CDs that I got that I'm playing. I wish I could play the remastered versions on my vinyl. I just go by word of mouth, or my opinion, they sound really, really good. But anyway, like I said, I'm gonna play some tracks. I think my favorite album out of this era is probably Cross Purposes. And I just like the heaviness. It kind of reminds me of like Dio and kind of like what they did on 13. I didn't know 13 was so loath album. I just kind of, got that album and I liked it. I never thought it was a loathed album. I thought it was good. But I guess a lot of people do not like that album. I remember getting that at Walmart with Megadeth's 13 also. Well, no, I'm sorry. It wasn't Super Collider. And I like both. I like Super Collider, and I didn't know that album was low too. But well, see, my opinion doesn't matter. My opinion's shit. Way back to the box set. I don't know how to say like the box set's name. Domino. I see. I didn't want to. I didn't want to fucking attempt. But like I said, like I think my second favorite album is probably Tyr or Tyr. Has a lot of Viking kind of lyrics, kind of like imagery. That would probably be my second favorite album. How I would describe Tony Martin's kind of sound, like his the way he sings, his style. He's definitely got a cool voice, kind of raspy, but it always like kind of remind me a little bit of Dio. Some of it kind of reminds me of Chris Cornell, but I don't want to say that. Like I think Tony Martin has a really kind of classic rock kind of voice. It definitely fits Black Sabbath. That would be cool if they did another album with Tony Martin now and called it something else, like maybe Headless Cross or whatever. I think my album that I like, the third album that I like the best, probably Forbidden. I know everybody just talks so much shit about this album because of the sound quality, and then Ice-T's on it they make it sound like Ice-T like talks for 5 minutes. He talks for like maybe a couple of seconds, and I might play that song. And I want to say this is produced by Ice-T's producer, and I really don't mind that. I think the remastered version just made it really sound better. And I think if I would have to kind of be my least favorite album, it'd probably be Headless Cross, but I still like that album a lot. I mean, it's not a bad album. I do like the 13 album with Ozzy more, like probably better than some of these albums. I know I didn't know like how many I put like on my vinyl club. I was listening to 13. I did not know like people just loathe that album so much. I thought it's a pretty good album. I feel like Black Sabbath kind of picked up where they left off with Ozzy to me. But like I said, I this box set sounds really good. I wish I knew more about this kind of like era. I don't really know much about it at all. I know the Eternal Idol is not in it for some reason. I remember reading in Tony Iommi's book that the models on the Eternal Idol like cover, they spray painted them some kind of bronze color, and the kind of like spray paint sinked into their skin, and they had to go to the hospital because they got poisoned or something like that. A lot of like weird kind of Spinal Tap kind of things going on. I know they're playing really small venues around this time. Like I want to say Fear Factory and Morbid Angel opened up for them on the Cross Purposes tour. I would love to see like them with Tony Martin. I like I said, I think they can make another album with Dio. I don't know why they couldn't make another album with Tony Martin. I know Tony Iommi's been in the kind of press lately saying that he wants to make another solo album. I remember, I don't know if you've heard like his solo album that he did. I don't know what year was it, the 90s, where he had all the different singers like Phil Asamo. He had Dave Grohl. He had Ian Ashbury from The Cult. I'm trying to think who else he had on that. He had a bunch. Did he have Chris Cornell on one song? I can't remember. But I had that album. I had to play some from it one day. But that was a really cool album. But anyway, I'm gonna play some tracks. My favorite tracks from each album, and I hope you dig them. Like I said, this isn't the remastered versions that I have on vinyl. Apparently, the CD versions have like Japanese extra tracks. I did not know that. I might have to just splurge and get that CD box set just to have official copy on CD, because I have the bootlegs from Russia. I know I explained that. I think it was in my first podcast. So I'm gonna have to check that. I'm gonna play some tracks now, and I hope you dig them. If you don't have the box set, definitely get it. It's awesome. They did a really good job with it. It has like a poster and like a concert book telling about it. It's really cool, and they did a good job with it.
Spiritus Sanctus and Spiritus Sanctus and Can you see me? Are you near me? Can you hear me crying out for life? Can you tell me where's the glory? Ride the days and sail the nights. When it's over, find the answer, running in the whispering rain. And I'm lonely, can you wander through the thunder? Life for blame. Do you see a vision of a perfect place? Does it make you laugh? Put a smile on your face.
I forgot to mention in the first part, talking about the Tony Martin box set, how I kind of got into it. I was trying to think, I can't really remember. I want to say I was just kind of collecting all the Black Sabbath albums kind of in the early 2000s. And I think by that time they were really hard to find. Like I couldn't find them really on CD or vinyl. And only way I could kind of find them is through a torrent website. And I don't really like doing that. I like having the physical media, like kind of buying, kind of supporting the bands. That's the only way I can find them. I had an iPod, one of those big kind of black iPods where you could fit like, I don't know, a shitload of songs on it. And I miss that thing to this day. I love that fucking thing. And I kind of dropped it, and I think it just kind of broke the man. I keep trying to find somebody that could fix it, but I don't even think Apple like have the parts to fix it anymore. Anyway, that's another story. But like I finally just kind of got it off a torrent site. And it's the only way I could find those albums. I don't even think they were on streaming services there for a while. And I think the one I listened to the most is Cross Purposes. And I thought that one was heavy. It kind of reminded me of like the Dio era. It kind of reminded me of like the heaviness of like Dehumanizer or Heaven and Hell, the Devil You Know album. Kind of that with kind of Tony Martin's vocals on it. And I like Forbidden. I know everybody talks shit about Forbidden. I thought that was kind of heavy album. I didn't really mind it. I'm always the type of dude that like, I like albums that nobody likes. Like I like Load and Reload by Metallica. I think that's got some great songs on those albums. But I couldn't tell you who the lineup was. I couldn't, of this era Black Sabbath. And I think that's how I kind of got into them. And then I think I finally found like on eBay, like I think some buyer from Russia had like all four of like the same albums are in the box set. I guess the buyer was selling on eBay, and I think the guy was selling like all kinds of bootleg metal albums that are hard to find. Like he had like the early Pantera albums too, and I wish I would have bought those. I wish I had like a physical copy of those albums. I need to just get that one day. While I was in Texas, I went to like a record store called Sound Revolution. They had a boot of Power Metal by Pantera, and I wish I kind of got it, but I see it online all the time. But like I said, I'm gonna play one more track. And I wish I could tell you more about this kind of era of Black Sabbath, because I even read Tony Iommi's book, I don't know, 4 years ago. And in his book, I don't really remember him mentioning much about this era. I think he just said it was kind of a bad era for Black Sabbath. Nobody was really listening to heavy metal. Kind of grunge killed heavy metal. And it's kind of sad. I think these are pretty solid albums. At least he just kept trucking. But I think he was the only constant member of Black Sabbath, the original member that was in, Black Sabbath still. When I was younger, I remember seeing these albums at the CD store, and I just didn't really kind of pay much attention. I just assumed maybe Ozzy was the singer all the way through. I didn't, being naive and young, I was like, I didn't think like, bands could break up or singers could leave or they could replace singers. Like I didn't know you could do that being naive, but at least we have this box set now, and I'm definitely going to get the CD box set one day before it goes out of print. I wish I could say more about this. I could tell you shit all day about Ozzy's era Black Sabbath or Dio era. I just don't really know much about this era or the era with Ian Gillan from Deep Purple singing on the Born Again album, which I think is kind of underrated. I have that on vinyl. I don't have that album on CD. That album really needs a repressing bad and a remaster. And I think that album suffers from kind of sound issues. I'm gonna play one more track. This era of Black Sabbath, I'm glad that I hope this kind of gains kind of more notoriety with Black Sabbath fans, because it seems like on my vinyl pages on Facebook, it seems like everybody has this vinyl or bought this vinyl box set. So that's good. Maybe it'll kind of get more popular. I think these albums need more love. But I'm going to play one more song. I'm going to move on to the next segment.
out and take for me fruit of the poison tree. Give me your body and your soul. My youth is fading fast. Years melt into the past. This mortal life will take its toll. I'm sick and tired of losing. You find this so amusing. It's all I have to keep myself in this state I'm in. This spark of nature.
13 years ago, audiences across America were horrified by the savagery of a faceless killer. In the wake of this bizarre rampage, he vanished. Now, after more than a decade of silence, he has come out of hiding. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. The Buzz is back. Directed by Tobe Hooper.
The movie of this week's podcast, I guess I was going to talk about, is the 1986 sequel to the classic legendary horror movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I probably gonna get my horror card taken away, but I think I like this one more than the first one. I don't know, it's just a lot of fun. It's kind of got that, I guess by today's standards considered like a black comedy. It has a lot of like kind of dark humor in it, and maybe that's why I like it, because I like a little humor with my horror, kind of like, Evil Dead or Dead Alive, and I just like Bill Moseley. I think he's great as Chop Top. I think he kind of almost eclipses Leatherface in a way. I think I saw this one before. I saw the original one. I think I rented it like in the 80s at the video store. I think even my dad maybe turned it off, or maybe wouldn't let me watch it, which is understandably so. You got like about the Sawyer family are cannibals, and what's the guy that's Stretches kind of works at the radio station. They beat the shit out of him with a hammer, and then they rip his face off later on down the road. But anyway, I don't know why I like this one so much. I watched it pretty recently on Tubi, and I have the Scream Factory version they put out, and Scream Factory always puts out quality stuff. I don't know if there's a director's cut on there. I know they cut out like a lot of scenes out of this movie. I know they had a scene, because it's supposed to take place in Austin around like some kind of big football game. And they have a scene, I think you can watch it on YouTube. I don't think the scene's finished, but they go to this kind of like, it's like a garage basement and like under the like football stadium, I think. And some people getting some food, and I think the Sawyer truck is there with like food or whatever. And I think Leatherface pops out the back, kills a bunch of like college football fans and stuff. That's what I heard that's supposed to be going on. Like, I think the two guys in the beginning, if you've seen the movie, they're going to like a football game. But I don't know. I don't think this movie is just a lot of fun. I don't know why. Dennis Hopper's in it. He kind of seems out of place, but he kind of fits in the movie. He's kind of batshit crazy. He's just as crazy as the Sawyer family in the movie. But I don't know. I just love this movie. The more I watch it, the more I love it. I watched this one way more times than the original one. The original one, I love. It's a classic, but Franklin. Oh my God, the character of Franklin. I just like, please kill him right off the bat. And I feel bad because he's in a wheelchair. Like, and I was just like, God, the character's so fucking annoying. Just kill him already. And that's really bad to say. But, you got Bill Moseley as Chop Top, just kind of nuts, just kind of, he's got a plate in his head and he keeps lighting his coat hanger and picking at his head and eating it while he's talking to Stretch. And I think Stretch is a cool character. They work at a Texas radio station and I think that was kind of cool to add in there. And it's really 80s, there's a lot of 80s to it. You got the Sawyer dad back, and he wins like a chili competition, and the lady's trying it, and she pulls out a tooth, and she's like, "What is this?" Oh, he's just saying, "Oh, it's a peppercorn." I mean, it's hilarious. I know Cannon wanted Tobe Hooper to make a sequel. I don't know if you're aware of Cannon in the 80s. They made a bunch of Chuck Norris movies, a lot of crazy ass movies. They would say that they would get money from movies they haven't made yet to make movie that kind of finance the movies they're doing at the time, and it was kind of crazy. There's a documentary about Cannon on Netflix that's very interesting, run by the Globus. I think their last name was Globus, and I think they were kind of batshit crazy too. Definitely watch the documentary on Netflix. I think it's called Electric Boogaloo. It's really interesting. But anyway, they wanted Tobe Hooper to kind of do a sequel to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I think they signed him to do some other movies, which he did. But I don't know why. I think a lot of people are disappointed in this one, but I always thought it was really good. I know they tried to get John Carpenter too, the Globus family, to do like a Halloween sequel, but I think he turned it down. But yeah, that is this week's horror movie. I think the Tony Martin all my music side of the podcast ran a little bit long, so I was gonna make this a little shorter. But and even my wife kind of likes this one too. I had it on, like I said, I had it playing on Tubi the other day when she came home, and she was just kind of watching and laughing. I think she saw the last tail bit where Chop Top is chasing Stretch and that kind of whatever the fuck that thing is at the end they're hiding in. Looks like a old miniature golf or amusement park that's kind of run down, which I thought that was kind of cool. Kind of wish Tobe Hooper did some more of them. I wish the third one that like Chop Top would have came back, and like this version of Leatherface. It'd be cool to see what happened to Stretch. Like she was going nuts at the end. Seemed like anybody that runs across the Sawyer family just kind of goes nuts. But Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, love it. Hate it. I love it. I watch it all the time. Like I said, I'm weird like that. I like movies that people don't like. Like I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I know a lot of people just loathe it. They think it's the worst one in the bunch. I don't think it's some worse Texas Chainsaw Massacre sequels than that. I just think it's a lot of fun. It's totally 80s all the way. But if you haven't seen it, check it out. I think it's streaming on Tubi for free, and then I think HBO Max. But classic in my book.
Boys.
What the hell's going on here?
I'm the Lord of the Harvest. You know why I'm here.
Guess there's something about chainsaw killers, your brother's kids killed. This is just an accident. Just a couple of wild punks out raising hell.
What the fuck you think you're doing here? You crazy looking little son of a bitch. Get out of here.
a stormy Halloween night, 4 young people set out across the back roads of America
What's that? It's a hitchhiker.
What, should we stop?
We can't leave her out here in the rain.
in search of a mysterious figure known only as
Dr. Satan. You know anything about the legend of Dr. Satan?
Yeah, I can show you.
Dr. Satan! Ah, Dr. Satan!
what they uncovered
You ain't seen nothing yet.
is the most horrifying and shocking tale of carnage ever seen.
Well, I bet you'd stick your head in the fire if I told you you could see hell.
You seen this girl?
Yeah, they want to play Nancy Drew with this local legend that people call Dr. Satan.
Stupid kids probably got themselves lost.
Let's get out of this nut house.
The boogeyman is real. And you found him. It's showtime!
Please don't kill us.
From director Rob Zombie comes a journey into hell.
This can't be real. This can't be real. This can't be real.
House of 1,000 Corpses.
Hope you like what you see!
The other horror movie I was going to talk about this week is Rob Zombie's first kind of directorial kind of movie, House of 1,000 Corpses. I thought this would be a good kind of companion to Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I think they had that kind of same vibe, just kind of wacky, kind of family vibe. I think they would kind of complement each other. But I've listened to a lot of podcasts with Rob Zombie talking about them making this movie. It sounds like it was batshit crazy. I remember it was supposed to come out maybe in 1999 or 2000, but it just kept getting pushed back. And I didn't realize that because I remember going to the movies and seeing the trailer, and then a couple years later I was asking my buddy, whatever happened to House of 1,000 Corpses? You remember it was about to come out, and fast forward to 2003 and it finally came out, and me and my buddy watched it, and gotta say, when I first watched it, I was kind of disappointed, but now I love it. I think it's one of his best movies. I love the Firefly family, but and kind of listening back to, I think Rob Zombie's told this story several times about how the film studio thought it was unwatchable, didn't really want to release it. I mean, a lot of people would probably say that the movie's unwatchable. I love it. I always watch around Halloween or just anytime, really. I watch horror movies year round, not just around Halloween, like normal people probably do. But yeah, I think the story goes, I think he was, I think Universal Studios made a haunted house kind of directed towards his album at the time, the Hellbilly Deluxe album, kind of designed to kind of be like each song had like a kind of like a part in the haunted house, is what I hear. That's how I was heard described. Like each song had like kind of like a different part in the haunted house, and excuse me, I'm still kind of under the weather, still trying to get over this funk. But I heard Universal Studios has amazing haunted houses, by the way. But I've always wanted to go around Halloween. But anyway, and I heard while he was there, he pitched like an idea for a movie, like on a whim. I think he just said he pulled it out of his ass to some film executives, and they went for it. And I think he made it right there on the Universal backlot, a lot of it. And I heard he kind of made it for about like nothing. I mean, I think it was a lot now, but at the time it was nothing. But he made it for nothing, and he showed it to the film executives, and they thought it was unwatchable, and they kind of kept it. Universal kept it for a while. And I think maybe a year or two later, I think he bought it back for him. I think he this is kind of the abridged version, kind of short version. He kind of talked him down so he can buy it and have the rights to it. And I think he sold it to Lionsgate, is how I kind of remember him explaining it. And I think Lionsgate, I don't think he really had an ending, and they gave him some money to kind of make the ending he wanted to make. And I think he kind of tied all that stuff at the end. I don't think it had all that at the time. And I think he wanted to use his actors. I think he really wanted to use Bill Moseley. I think he met Bill Moseley at like a horror award show before he started filming House of a Thousand Corpses, and he was all in his chop top makeup from Chainsaw Massacre 2, and they just got to be buddies. And of course, he cast him as Otis Driftwood, which is amazing casting. He's amazing in those movies. Now he's an iconic horror character now. Of course, Captain Spaulding, played by Segeg, he's an amazing character in that movie too. It's such amazing characters. It's funny, named after Groucho Marx character. So, of course, the sequel, I think The Devil's Rejects is a lot better. But I feel like these two complement each other. I feel like this House of Thousand Corpses is kind of more cartoony, I guess. Like I say that I mean that in the best way. I love like it starts and it's got the guy on the TV that kind of used to play things like that in TV, like it'd be like kind of like an Elvira like character. It's kind of talking about horror movies, like a horror movie host on TV, and it's in black and white. And I think that's like kind of the start of that I remember that movies or kind of have a retro feel to it. Like the movie takes place in the 70s, and I think that kind of it's probably Rob Zombie's love for like old horror movies like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I thought that was really cool. It definitely has a Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of vibe to it. It's just a fun movie. His visuals. I always love Rob Zombie's visuals. I think they're really interesting. I think the characters are definitely interesting. Some of the dialogue, I guess, can be kind of corny, but I guess that's kind of the characters, in the movie. I guess it goes with the characters. I did not realize that one of the victims was Chris Hardwick from like The Talking Dead. I didn't realize that for years. And I guess him and Rob and Cher are really good friends in real life. I listened to his podcast where they're on there, and you can tell they're really good friends. They're messing with each other. And Rob Zombie seems like a super laid back guy. He seems like he's really cool, down to earth. My wife surprised me this year for my birthday. She bought me Rob Zombie tickets, and I think it's like Rob Zombie is the headliner. Him, Alice Cooper, Ministry, and Filter, and then I think we're gonna go see that in September. I'm really excited about that. But I can't remember what I was gonna say. The other victim is Rainn Wilson that plays Dwight Schrute on The Office. I didn't realize that for years. But they're great. They're great. Everybody, the whole cast is great. You got a young Walter Goggins probably even before he was even on The Shield. He's gone on to do like he's in everything. Baby Billy on The Righteous Gemstones, which is hilarious. His character, because I grew up with televangelists, so it's hysterical to me. And of course he's on Fallout. He's great in Fallout. Playing the ghoul. But House of a Thousand Corpses. I think this is one of Rob Zombie's best movies. I think Devil's Rejects is probably my favorite movie by him, but I love this one too. I think it's great. Great movie to kind of come out the gate with, I think. I'm glad they finally released it. I'm glad they didn't kind of stay on a shelf somewhere, but it's definitely come a classic, and this is this week's second movie.
Team the world's ever seen, the Seven.
Is there anything I can help you with?
I'm not gonna piss you about, Huey. I heard what happened to Robin.
You ain't alone, son. Soups lose hundreds of people each year to collateral damage. Hey,
can't stop.
That's where me and the boys are coming. Spank the bastards when they get out of line.
Can you control her, please?
You need to unclench your asshole. Why don't you two carrying on like a bunch of fucking twins?
What the fuck is this?
We got a fucking job to do.
I'm invincible, stupid motherfuckers.
I'm the world's greatest superhero. I can do whatever the fuck I want. We're on the verge of nailing these cunts. I'm done. Oi, what's Sporty Spice up to? Who? Sporty fucking Spice, what's she up to? I don't know. And baby, not even page 6 of the Daily Mail. You see, when they're apart, they're absolute fucking rubbish. But you put them together, they're the goddamn fucking Spice Girls. The point is, we need each other. We're fucking dead in the water.
Jesus, he gives the worst pep talks.
He really does.
You just pulled the fucking trigger! Sorry! We're the 7. Earth's most mighty, motherfucker! Please, no, please!
Pardon my French. Fuck those fuckers.
If you wanna be my lover.
Fucking diabolical.
This week's like TV show I wanted to talk about. It's not really a horror TV show, but it does have a lot of gore and a lot of craziness in it. I can kind of see, like, I think it has some horror moments, but I think it kind of I don't know, kind of has a lot of different genres kind of mixed in with it. It's definitely got the superhero genre. They kind of parody that a little bit. But anyway, the show I'm talking about is Amazon's The Boys. I was kind of late to this show. I think I didn't really catch up to season 2. Then I got my wife watching it, and I was like, "You just need to see the show, babe. It's fucking crazy." And and she's like, "What's it about?" It's about these superheroes, but I'm horrible at explaining things. I'm gonna try to explain it now if you haven't seen it. But spoiler warning: if I say a spoiler by accident, I'm just gonna try to just explain it, kind of the abridged version. Like this big company called Vought, kind of produces these superheroes in their lab. These people with abilities, superheroes that they kind of push them out in society almost like a product. Like they have like a Superman-like character named Homelander, but he's played by Anthony Starr, brilliantly played by Anthony Starr. Did such a good job. I was a fan of Anthony Starr when he was in the show called Banshee on Cinemax. If you haven't watched that show, check it out. I might have to talk about it on here. Hope I'm not talking too fast. But anyway, he's like a Superman. He's got all the abilities of Superman, but he is homicidal psychopath. And you imagine Superman having those abilities, but he's evil. That's Homelander. And you have like a kind of like a Wonder Woman-like character called Queen May, and she's kind of good, bad, kind of walks the line. You have like a kind of like a, to me, he's almost like a Spider-Man meets Batman character. He never talks. Black Lenore. And then you have like an Aquaman-like character, and they really make fun of this character a lot. Played by Chance Crawford. His name is The Deep. They really make fun of this character a lot. Anyway, and you have like kind of like a super speeder, almost like the Flash, called A-Train. And they've had different characters come and go, different superhero characters. And anyway, I'm going to give you like kind of the bridge, kind of small, kind of summary of the show. Anyway, these characters called the Boys, kind of the leader, his name is Butcher. And Homelander did something to his wife, that's really bad, and he's trying to get revenge on Homelander, but they're trying to figure out their vulnerabilities so they can take him out. And how do you really kill Superman? Homelander don't really have any weaknesses they can find. He's, like no weaknesses like kryptonite or nothing like that. So they're trying to figure out a way to kind of take out these characters because they're actually really bad. Or I don't know if you would consider them people, but they're bad entities. And they're trying to take them out, and they have a lot of run-ins with different superheroes from the past. And it's just this big world they've kind of built on. Amazon's built on, and the characters are really written really well. There's the character of Huey, played by Jack Quaid, Dennis Quaid's son. His girlfriend gets killed by one of the soup. They call them soups, and Butcher knows that and kind of recruits them into his gang called the Boys, and they want to get revenge. And anyway, they have in the first scene, they have a new recruit named Starlight. And Starlight's not aware of how bad these soups are, really. And she kind of gets in and she meets Huey and they kind of fall in love. And she kind of figures out that, they're really bad people and they really want to stop them. But really cool show, really well written. I feel like each season they try to top each other. With this they have a lot of gross out scenes, but I think that's awesome. They just have some things that you would just not believe. It's just kind of like I've watched 1,000 horror movies, 1,000 movies. I've never seen shit like I've seen on The Boys. Like, I think the character Butcher, played by Carl Urban. Carl Urban's awesome in anything. He goes to the secret lab and he figures out that they're giving babies this, like the how they make these superheroes. They give them this drug called I think it's V, and anyway, they're giving it to these babies in these like kind of incubators, and some guys are chasing Butcher, and Butcher grabs one of the babies and has laser vision. He uses the baby's laser vision to kill these guys chasing. I mean, it's just that's batshit crazy like that. I mean, that's not even like the craziest thing that's happened on there. I remember I was watching it with my mother-in-law, and she's never watched it, and she's not the type of lady who would watch something like that. And I remember it was like, I think it was the first episode of season 3. There was a character called Termite. It's almost like Ant-Man. Ant-Man can grow small and then enlarge. Well, anyway, I guess the first part, he's kind of getting it on with this dude he meets at a party, Termite, and he shrinks low, butt naked, and climbs into his dick hole. Apparently, the studio constructed a big, huge dick so that this actor could do that and they can film this. This is the only thing she's ever seen in The Boys. This is like the first episode. All of a sudden, he expands real quick and the guy just goes into a million pieces. That's the first thing she sees. She's just like, oh my God. Could you imagine? Anyway, it's stuff like that. That's not even the worst thing that's been on there. When I watch a movie, I always like the bad guy. I think Homelander's played brilliantly by Anthony Starr. I think he's just like an amazing actor. And it's funny because every time I post, I'm watching The Boys on Facebook. Somebody comments, "Is that Zach from Saved by the Bell?" Because they dyed his hair blonde. It kind of looks like the actor that plays Zach Morris on Saved by the Bell. I kind of thought that when I first saw it. I was like, that looks like the guy that used to play Zach Morris on Saved by the Bell, but it's not. But if you haven't watched it, great show. I think anybody can enjoy this show. It's definitely not by the faint of heart. Has a lot of gore, a lot of gross out scenes, but I think it's cool because it's different. I've never seen anything like The Boys. I think season 4 just came out. I think they have 4 episodes. I think a new episode comes out every Thursday. But I think next season 5, I think they are saying that it's going to be their last season. So I'm going to be sad when it ends because I don't know. Each year I look forward to The Boys. But if you haven't seen it, check it out. Great show.
You fucking asshole.
Fucking adorable. I'm sorry. Why is that there?
I think that might be the end of the episode.
Hell no. To the no. Hell to the no. No dice.
Thank you for listening. I had a good time. I hope you did too, listening. I don't know if you're still pooping. I don't know. Just kidding, kinda. But I had fun making these. I hope you had fun too. Anyway, like I got one movie in the mail. I got Ghostbusters Frozen Empire in the mail. And I gotta say, I just thought it was just okay. There's nothing amazing. I think I kind of missed the original raunchiness of the original Ghostbusters. I think they turned that franchise into like a kid franchise. I kind of miss like the old Ghostbusters. They're like, the old Ghostbusters are maybe in it for 5 minutes. I think Bill Murray's maybe in it for 2 minutes, if that. And he's like on the box. He's like on the Blu-ray case. You know, I was like, oh, he's probably gonna be in it like probably most of the movie. Nope. Dan Aykroyd's in it for a pretty good amount. I like the character Ray. Ernie Hudson is too, as Winston. But no Sigourney Weaver. Some of the characters, I just thought they were just okay. It's really weird. Like Egon's granddaughter, she has a love interest in a ghost, which is another girl. And she's playing a 15-year-old. I thought that was really, really strange to have a lesbo kind of love interest. I thought that was really weird and kind of stupid. I feel like they just kind of threw that in there. But I thought the character, the bad guy, was kind of, I think it's CGI. I thought it was just kind of, they were trying to elevate it like the first one, like there's like a big danger. I just wasn't impressed. Like, what's the guy that's in Stuber? He's in a lot of stuff. Not David Bautista, but the other guy. He's in a lot of stuff, but he's horrible. He's like the male version of Awkwafina. He's fucking horrible, but he's in everything. Of course, he saves the fucking day, and I thought that was really bad. But anyway, I'm digressing. Maybe I'm just an old man. But anyway, I just thought it was okay. It was fun to watch. My father-in-law just got like a surround sound. And we went over to their house and kind of watched it on the surround sound. And that was cool. I think it sounded really good. It's like being at the movies. But the movie was, I guess, fun. It's just kind of, I don't know. I think new high-budget movies are just blah. They're just kind of, yeah. It could be in a Marvel or Disney movie, and I just want to be like, it's kind of the same old shit. But it was fun to watch it with the fam. But anyway, thanks you for listening. Hope you enjoyed this one. Kind of ran a little bit longer. I didn't mean for it to be the length of Dances with Wolves. I'm gonna play you out with one more Atreyu song, and hopefully I'll have another podcast up soon. So if you listen, thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoyed it. Cheers.
Hide from a violent eruption.
Remember what I told you.
Don't be a cunt.